Hello. So welcome to my war update. The Russia-Ukraine war. So the former U.S. Secretary of State during Bush administration, Condoleezza Rice, she called for more urgency in sending weapons and money to Ukraine. So she believes that America can do even much more. So here is a picture. I hope you can recall her. Before she had that position, she was a national security advisor in the first Bush administration, and then the second term, he became the Secretary of State. So she has experience. So she says that America should even do more, should send even more weapons. Like I had Zelensky asking for F-16s. Of course, the tanks will be sent there, but now they even want F-16s, which are planes, fighter jets. So Rice says that the Ukraine should get more. So Rice thinks the way forward for the war in Ukraine is more weapons and more money to Ukraine, who are trying to kick Russia out of their country. My argument is simply, let's have a sense of urgency about getting everything to the Ukrainians to help them in this war. Because Rice says that she knows Putin. She met him when she was a Secretary of State, and Putin has time on his hands because Russia's army is powerful, but Ukraine doesn't have time. That's why she's calling for US to send more weapons and money so as to help Ukraine at least catch up and even to stop Russia in this war. So she's urging Congress to send even more weapons. Let's try and see if you can hear what she says in this audio.
Let's consider the case that perhaps the way forward for the war in Ukraine is more weapons, more money funneled by the U.S. and its allies to Ukraine's forces trying to kick Russia out of their country. Two giants of the national security establishment are making that case. In the Washington Post, the piece by former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice and former Secretary of Defense Robert Gates is headlined, "Time is not on Ukraine's side." And Condoleezza Rice joins us now from her office at Stanford University. Secretary Rice, welcome.
Thank you.
So make the case, in a war that has already caused so many casualties, so much suffering, why do you believe the way forward is something that sounds an awful lot like escalation?
Well, the escalation of this war is Vladimir Putin's escalation. He continues to use essentially terrorist tactics against the Ukrainian population with the bombing of civilian targets, the infrastructure, the grid. But the fact is, Ukrainians are fighting, and they're fighting hard, and they're fighting effectively. And we've never done very well when we stood by and waited for the war to come to us. And so our argument, Rob Gates and my argument, is simply, let's have a sense of urgency about getting everything to the Ukrainians that they need to fight this war on the behalf of people who believe that the international system cannot allow an aggressor to win who simply intended to extinguish its smaller neighbor.
Why not, the basic question, but why not try to negotiate a ceasefire? Why isn't that the path forward?
Well, first of all, that's going to have to be, the Biden administration has been absolutely right about this, that's going to have to be a Ukrainian decision after all that they've suffered, after the war crimes that have been committed, after the destruction of their country. To tell them now, negotiate now, I think would not be morally acceptable. There will eventually be a ceasefire and a negotiation. Our job as Ukraine's partner in this is to simply help them be in the very best position possible when that negotiation takes place. And that, unfortunately, is not right now. Vladimir Putin, and we're seeing what's going on around Belarus, what the Russians seem to be intent on doing, is trying to at least secure territory in Donetsk, maybe in Luhansk. Because Putin set off, he cut off his own off-ramp. When he decided to annex that territory, when he decided to call it Russia, he now will not negotiate.
Yeah, so that's Rice, that's her voice, Condoleezza Rice. So she used to be National Security Advisor. She was in charge of the military matters, and she was in the Republican Bush government. So currently, in the US Parliament, the Republicans are in charge. Even the Speaker is a Republican, McCarthy. So Republicans are known to prefer war much more than Democrats. So it's possible that now Republicans will prefer a more direct confrontation. You see, Democrats are more of sanctions, but Republicans are more of war. So Condoleezza Rice, she was a Republican in the days of Bush. Even her colleague who was called Robert Gates also is calling for more weapons and even war with Russia. So I think they are creating more tension and more pressure on the US to engage more directly with Russia. So we shall see what happens, and I just hope that sanity prevails. So I'll update you more on other news concerning the war. So keep it locked and subscribe. Thank you very much.